Hello students, this is Utyabasu, Assistant Professor from Brainware University. So today we're going to learn about the Internet, the Intranet and the Extranets. We will learn about their features and how they actually function. So let's start. So first we will start with the word Internet. Now we all know that Internet is a global network of networks. So most of the people described as is a network of all the networks to exchange the information. It includes millions of private and public, as well as academic, businesses, and everything. Means the government works, the local or global, everything. And when you are using the internet, you are actually linked by the fiber cables, the copper wires, the wireless, the connections, and other different technologies. Now, there are some hardware and software requirement for the internet. Now, the very first thing you need an electronic device which actually supports the internet technology. Then you need a modem. It is a device that enables computers to communicate through phone lines. Means wherever you are using the internet, you're actually using the maybe the waves or maybe the fiber cables. So actually you are actually attached with the phone lines, and this modem is make a connection with our internet through our machines and through the ISP, means internet service provider. So to connect internet, the modem is the very important thing, because without having a modem, you cannot run internet. Now, some people will get surprised if they will say that we are using the mobile devices. Yes, then where is the modem? We are not using the modem yet. But yes, that's a modem. Means it's an inbuilt modem in those electronic devices, which actually connecting with the internet via your ISP, means internet service provider. Without using the cable, means the satellite technology. Then obviously you need a computer or a device, and there are also the software. Means there should be a communication software and there should be a client software through which you will connect with the network. And both this communication software and the client software are inbuilt in most of the Windows and all the other operating systems. So you can say you need a communication software and the client software to browsing the emails, the newses, and etc. So it means there may be some Mozilla, there may be Internet Explorer in your machines, and obviously the inbuilt communication software, which actually helping you to connect your PC with the modem along with the cables and with the ISP to surf in the internet. Now let's do some applications of internet. We can download program files, we can email, the video conferencing, the electronic commerce activities, the file sharing, the information browsing, them searching the different web addresses for the record information through search engines, and chatting and many more. So it's not only that you are using internet through your computers only. You're using the internet through in your mobiles. So within a click of a button, or within a scroll, or within just a fingertip, you can reach the banking websites. You can reach into any websites. You can make online payments. You can shop through those online websites. Means you can transfer money, you can recharge, you can pay the electricity bills, you can book any kind of any movie tickets, any organizing any events. So everything there is internet. So without having internet in today's world, it's impossible to think about your life. So there are a lot of applications of the internet, as well as there are some advantages and there are some also disadvantages also. Maybe we can say those dark web effects, and maybe some websites which are actually not good for the children and for the people who are less than the 18 years or 15 years, so which means the minors. So there are some loopholes also, means like those hacking activities, and something like those pornography sites which are not actually good for the students or the I mean those child peoples. Now we will go to the disadvantage of internet, obviously what we're talking about. Then they can theft the personal information also. Means whatever information you're using through your debit cards and credit cards, your bank accounts, your PAN numbers, your other numbers. So that can be theft, that can be hacked, and that can be shared with some third parties through the internet also. So whenever you are making any payment through the online, so be careful whether or whether you are downloading any movies in the online through torrent or through any website. So be careful with the VPN service and with the other firewalls. There are the virus effects. They can affect your computer or your electronic device. There are spamming, which refers to receiving unwanted emails in bulk, which provide no purpose and needlessly obstruct the entire system. Then obviously we're talking about the pornography things. So we can say though internet can also create havoc, destruction, and misuse, it can be very fatal. The advantage of it actually overweight its disadvantages. Now we will know about the intranet. What's an intranet? So we can say it's a circle within a circle. So if I can say the internet is a network of all the networks which is used by every people in the network. So it's a big circle, and internet is a small circle which is within the internet. So it is internet is a technology, and it's a function which is actually using the internet features to make it possible, to make it available for a few people, means within an organization, maybe within an institute, maybe within an area. So there are some. It's an internal component network that uses the internet, that internet things. So there are some standards like and other things like HTML, the HTTP, and TCP protocols and shortcuts. So it is accessed only by the authorized persons, especially members or employees of the organization. So if you want to share a specific information or some specific files or some specific areas of your hard disk, so then you can use the intranet. Means within your organization, means that no third party will be allowed on that peripheral on that area. So it can be said if it's if organization is 1,000 people and it's just 5 departments. So actually you can share your information by creating an intranet circle within the 2 or 3 departments within 200 or 300 people. So only they can access those files and they can access the informations. So there are two levels of security. One is called the internal security, another is the external security. The internal can be imposed by public key security and encryption key. So there may be some password and there may be some password and encryption availabilities. And the external key will be through the firewall, obviously. So the people who will enter within the organization have to give some user IDs and passwords. There are some cryptographed information, so it's not easy to access them. And whenever somebody from the outside the environment will want to enter in those intranet wall, so they will be protected through the firewalls. Now, when we are talking about the firewall, we should know what the firewall is. It's a security device located between firm's internal network, this is between the internet and the extranet. Means we can say it's a firewall. It's a gate. It's a security between the internet and the extranet. As I mean, internet and the intranet. Now, so those persons who are coming from the internet, means from the outside, will be restricted before the intranet to that firewall. It regulates access into and out of a company's network based on set of rules. So, but remember one thing. So you need to upgrade your internet facilities time to time, because otherwise it will be easier to hack and easier to enter, easier to break your firewall. Now there are some applications of internet. In the modern world, there are almost all the organizations are using this internet facilities, or maybe within a few circle of the friends can using, so in the clubs and maybe some cooperative societies are also using the internet. Mainly for the sharing of the company policies, the rules and regulations, mm, employee database, distribution of circulars, office orders, access product and customer data, sharing of information of common interest, launching of personal or departmental home pages, submission of reports, and corporate telephone directories. So I can say that suppose a person is working in an organization in the HR department, and there are a lot of other departments like accounts, sales, marketing, logistics. So whatever information actually those HR people will share within themselves will be protected through the intranet. So actually they will use the intranet facilities. It means suppose 20 people are working in those HR department, in that HR department. So only those 20 people can access those employee records, those leave rules, those regulations, and other HR activities. So nobody from the outside can access them. And if they want, they can allow this their accessing to any higher authority. Suppose maybe you can see the CEO or maybe some vice chairman or chairman. Then so actually only those persons will be eligible to enter into this firewall or the internet facilities to access the HR files. So there are a lot of areas where actually we are using this intranet facility. Now, though there is a lot of advantages by using the internet facilities, but still we have some obviously the bad sides. Number one is the management problem. Maybe a company may not have person to update their intranet on a routine basis. So updation is a very much important thing for the intranet, which I have already told that about the firewall and all those hacking conditions. And the fear of sharing information and the loss of control and limited bandwidth for the business. So sometimes it's very slow that people will get frustrated that they cannot use the internet facilities. Then the security problem like unauthorized access, the abuse of access, or the denial of the service. But the main thing with the industry actually fears to use the internet is the productivity problem. The information overload lowers the productivity. And the true purpose of the intranet is unknown to many employees of the department. So knowledge is a problem. So most of the people know what the internet is. Most of the people know what actually the firewall is. So, but most of them, actually, I can say many of them don't know what the internet facility is. So they don't know how to make an intranet circle within an organization, within a department, or even there is already existing internet facility, they don't know how to access. So there are some problems regarding this internet, and maybe some hidden or unknown complexity and costs are there, which are actually making the obstacles or maybe the barriers for the organizations to use those internet facilities nowadays. Now we will talk about the another important thing, that is the extranet. Now, what is extranet? So if you use the internet, if you're using the internet, then you should know what extranet is. It's an intranet. Remember, it's an intranet, not an internet, for outside authorized users using some internet technology. Maybe you can say it's an IOIS, means Interorganizational Information System, which enable outsiders to work together with the company's employees. So it is actually open to selected suppliers, customers, and other business parameters. I'm sorry, the business partners. So it means actually you are actually giving access to some third parties to enter into your facilities, and you're giving them access to some of your files. So means you can say actually you are using the internet technology. Uh, you can use actually the internet concept to make it possible for the extranet. So if you the example I gave with the third parties of the HR, means if the HR department thoughts that there is a recruitment process going on, now suppose they are the HR of a particular university. So means that university can share the CV or biodata or the educational qualification certificates to the companies, and so the company can access those before the recruitment procedure, maybe at the time of recruitment procedure. So what kind of students are there, how much is their marks for their actual qualification, whether they are eligible to appear in the interview or not. So suppose they have shared a certain portion, a certain folder of their server of or maybe one of their machine with those third-party recruitment company. So after the interview process over, they will shut off the access. So it means that company is only has been accessing those folders which are given access to them. So, we can say that both of them, the university and the company, is using the intranet and the internet facilities. to make it happen for the extranet. So it's nothing but you are giving access to a third party to enter into your firewall, to enter into in your service area, and giving access to them some folders or some informations. The dealers or the distributors have the access for the company information like the product specification, the pictures, the images, and they can give the answer of the query to customers. So, which is this extranet is a very popular in today's world of BPO and KPO, where in most of the cases the customer handling is actually means outsourced to some other company, and those people who are actually sitting there to answer all the questions of the customers over the online or maybe the offline, so the mails or some phone calls. So they can access those informations of that particular company whose product actually uh, they are dealing with. So they can use their product specification, the price, their validities, their manufacturing date, their features, and etc. So that's a very good example of an extranet. No, obviously there are some components of electronics. You need the basic protocols, the default protocols, the TCP/IP, the transmission control protocol, and the internet protocols. The email should be there. You need the web browsers and the telecommunication employees and the status, and it means people who are actually controlling the extranet. And obviously you need the firewall also. This is not you have opened that path. It does not mean that every company can access. There should be some internet password also. But there are a lot of the benefits of the extranet, which I already told, that improved quality, the lower travel cost, the lower administrative and other overhead cost, the reduction in paperwork, the delivery in accurate information, the improved customer service, the better communication, and the overall improvement in the business effectiveness. So actually, this extranet facilities, you can say that from one point of view, it's a wall which actually protecting you from the outsiders. But from the other point of view, it's a wall which actually giving access to the other parties to your information. Means actually they are actually helping themselves, and not only they are getting the advantages, but also you. I mean, so whenever you want, you can share your information to some restricted people, which is safe, which is very much safe in today's world of KPO and BPO sector. And obviously, if there is some advantage, there should be some disadvantage also. Whenever you are using the technology, so there is always a problem arises that those people who don't have that kind of support, means the technological support or maybe the infrastructural support, they cannot access your data. Then this all obviously face this contact. The information can be misused by other competitors. Obviously, if the information can be leaked, can be hacked uh, from the third party to the competitors. That is very much bad for you. Fraudulently possible. The people can come into your area and they can hack your information. They can put some spams. They can put some viruses, which could affect you very much. And the technical employees obviously required to run the system. So this is a very interesting picture where we can see the whole circle is we call the internet, which is the network of all the networks. Then comes the extranet, which is actually a smaller circle, which is only used by the clients and the partners and the customers. But then comes the core area, means the smaller circle is the intranet, which is only the share between the means the internal persons, means the corporate members or the people who are working in the same department or maybe the same layers, maybe the same payroll also. So we can say that whatever the intranet and the extranet is, they are actually using the concept of the internet. So it's a network. Both the intranet and the extranet are all them are using the networks, and of the networks means the internet. So hope you have understood something about internet, intranet, and extranet, and their facilities and their functions and how they works. So if you like, you can like my channel. You can share it. So for now, it's goodbye.